Guys, welcome back to Advanced Bass Fishing, and really appreciate you guys swinging by the channel for the episode today. And guys, at the time of filming this video, we are almost into the month of July, and when I talk about July and August and really into early September bass fishing, we're starting to get in a tough period of the year. And one of my favorite ways to catch bass this time of year is cranking in off-colored water. And we're going to talk about my favorite crankbait for fishing in this summertime off-colored water, which is this little bitty Megabass 1.2 S crank. Guys, this thing is freaking deadly. It's probably my #1 crankbait choice along with that Super Z2. But this thing will get you some good bites in the summertime. So we're going to give you guys some tips and advice on how and where you want to fish it at. And also, guys, I will put this S Crank 1.2 in my Tackle Warehouse link in the description of this video if you guys would like to order some. These things are freaking deadly, so those links will be in that description of the video. And also, guys, real quick, just wanted to remind you, you haven't heard about it, Solar Bat has got the biggest sale of the year going on right now on my Signature Series RB2 and 3 glasses. They got a big 250th anniversary of our country's anniversary sale going on right now. 50% off, guys, half price on my glasses. If you use the promo code RandyB, you get free shipping and handling. We got 3 different lens frames colors. We got the gray here, we got black, we got tan, optical clarity second to none on these Solar Bats. So I'll put the Solar Bat link in the description of this video if you guys would like to pick up a pair. Okay, guys, I love cranking in the summertime. Here, let me give you a little backstory on this. It's like I had to change the way that I fish over the past 5 years in order to compete with the live scopers. I used to fish everything. I fish deep, I fish for suspended fish. I've got everything that is required to fish offshore, and I did it a lot. But I realized, since I don't use forward-facing sonar, that if I'm gonna compete in tournaments, I have got to completely focus on shallow water bass fishing, completely. And it's work. The last 2 tournaments I fished, I got first place and 5th place in the last 2 tournaments fishing shallow. And one of my prime shallow water tools in the summertime is a little crankbait. This Megabass, specifically this Megabass S Crank 1.2. They make 3 different sizes. This is the smallest one, and they make another one that's a 1.5 and then make a 2.0. Now, I helped design this bait with Edwin Evers for Megabass years ago. It's been one of my most consistent crankbaits, for the past 15 years. So I want to give you guys some tips and advice on what I like to look for. Now, they have a lot of different colors. Megabass, you'll see in that Tackle Warehouse, these are all 1.5s here. They got a bunch of different colors. But if you want to just simplify it, not spend a ton of money, just get 2 different colors. Get some type of the color, like this is the hot shad here, something with like some chartreuse on the side, and then a shad pattern, like this is the Megabass Sexy Shad. So you need something like a perch emblem like this and a shad pattern, and these, you can pretty much cover about any situation with these. Okay, now what you want to have, let's talk a little bit about where you want to fish these things, and I'm going to give you guys some tips and advice on how to fish it and how to generate the strike. This is a stained water technique in the summertime of the year. So here's what I need to have. I need to have some type of rocker wood cover. I have caught a few on grass on it, but rocker wood's better. It can be lay down trees, it can be logs, stumps, or whatever, or it can be just rocky banks. Actually, I probably prefer, for the 1.2, rocky banks is a really good cover to fish in this time of year. It can be a rocky channel bank, just a pea gravel bank. It can be a riprap bank, whatever rock that you have. Usually something that's got about a 45-degree angle slope on it. It can be steeper, but I'm not really on the flatter rocky banks. The flatter stuff is where I'm fishing the wood, but I'm looking for like a 45-degree angle, bank that drops off pretty good. Okay, next thing with that, I've got to have the right water visibility. You have got to have water visibility of under 2 feet for this. Ideally, I want about a foot visibility is perfect for it, but it'll work up to 2 feet visibility. In fact, I caught a bunch yesterday down at Table Rock. It was about 2 foot of clarity down there with it. That's what you got to have with it. Now, the type of day, I prefer to have a little bit of wind. You don't have to have wind, especially if you've got dirtier water. If you got water visibility more in that 2 foot zone, you do need to have some wind on the bank. If the water's dirty, like 4, 5, 6 inches, you don't have to have any wind. And you can catch them in sunny days and cloudy days. Obviously, it's a little bit better in low light conditions, but that's sort of the scenario with it. Now, as far as how you want to fish these things, there's 2 different ways that I fish them. I use them on a spinning rod and a bait cast for both. If I'm fishing a scenario where that water visibility is closer to 2 foot, I'm gonna want these to get deeper. So one of my favorite ways to fish them, probably my favorite way to fish it, is I put this on a spinning rod, 8-pound test Seaguard VizX line with my Megabass whipstake spinning rod, and I'll make long casts parallel to those rocky banks, and I'll try to get this thing down. It'll get down around 5 feet deep on 8-pound line. So I'm casting out a little bit deeper on those rocky banks that have water visibility of about 2 foot, and use just a medium fast stop and go retrieve. You're not gonna get any bites in the summertime just working these things like this. You need to have the thing moving through the water. So on that spinner rod, I'm just using like a medium fast stop and go retrieve, trying to get it to hit the bottom as much as I can if possible. Now, if the water visibility is dirtier, say for example, it's down around 8 inches or a foot, especially if I'm fishing around some type of laydown wood cover, then I put the 1.2 on a bait cast reel. I'll put it on like 12 to 15-pound test, Seaguard VizX fluorocarbon line, some type of a medium action bait cast rod where I don't have to attain the depth. I'm trying to target that water less than 3 feet so I can get by with the bait caster. And again, just a medium fast stop and go retrieve like that, just trying to deflect it off those objects. And most of the time what I do is I'll start out with a brighter color, like the chartreuse side, like when there's shade on the water or lower light. And then up around 9:30 or 10 o'clock in the morning, I usually go to the shad pattern, and I stay with the shad pattern the rest of the day. It'll work better in brighter conditions. But if you have dirtier water and windy conditions, you might go, a little bit both. You'll definitely catch the bigger fish on a brighter color, but more on the shad pattern. So it's a great way to catch them, guys. Like I said, I'll have these in my tackle warehouse link, pick you up a couple, crank them on those off-colored rocky banks. It'll get you some good fish in the summertime when the fishing's tough everywhere else. So hope it helps out. We'll see you.